All right. Let's see. Dun. All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 17th, and as usual, going over analysis for US 30, gold, EU, and Bitcoin. Currently, I've taken out EU from my watch list, so I'll be focusing on US 30, gold, and BTC. So daily bias for US 30 is bearish, daily bias for gold bullish, daily bias for EU bearish, daily bias for BTC is bearish, and daily bias for the US dollar is very bullish. Um, this right here is just a new indicator I created. It's based off of ideally the breakout screener that's right here. And all this new indicator does is show the SAR levels for, because there are other things I've been testing behind the scenes, but it just shows the SAR levels for all these time frames. So for whatever time frame you choose between the 5 minute all the way to the monthly. So for example, US 30 entry on the 15 minute is 37,962. Buy entry on the 15 minute, 37,962. Buy entry on the 30 is 38,000. Buy entry on the 1 hour is 37,982. And buy entry on the 4 hour is 38,278. So this is all this indicator does. And I just want to see how it aligns with some of these supply and demand areas, especially since I'm trying to improve the win rate, say, for example, on the 30 minute and the 4 hour time frames, and also 15 minute and 1 hour, which are pretty much the most probable time frames for me. So right here for US 30 on the 15 minute, we might get this sell. Price is closer to this supply area at the very top. Yeah, and we have actually, what I'll do, let me do the markups on this other side. All right, so we might get to that entry right there. For gold, we might get this sell on gold. So this is a 15-minute sell on gold, but again, we have to wait for the first 15 minutes of market open. But we're about to trigger a sell entry on gold. But you can also see we have a 4 hour SAR level that's around the same place. So that's another reason why I also want to observe how price reacts from this SAR levels. We have this 30-minute entry on gold as well. Maybe we'll get this 30-minute entry after 9:45 a.m. BTC price is pretty much far away from the 15-minute levels and also far away from the 30-minute levels. And US 30 on the hourly, we might get this US 30 entry on the hourly on the live session. On the hourly entry, price is far away from gold zones for BTC on the hourly. We might get this hourly sell as well on the live session. So we'll see what zones trigger. This is the 4 hour setup. Price is pretty much far away from all these zones on the 4 hour. Maybe gold level on the 4 hour time frame. We do have a potential sell. So we have a potential sell on gold at 2,400, which is a psychological level. But I think if we do take that trade, maybe it will end up at break even, especially if they do plan on swinging gold back to the upside. So we'll just see what presents during the live session. So we have 5 more minutes before we can take any other setup, or we can take any other possible setup. Let's see. Close this out. And in the meantime, what is this? US 30. Um, Let me share some as we wait for this zones, mm, give me 1 second. All right. Let me share my other screen. There's something I wanna show you guys in the meantime, something I've been back testing. So I will share this other screen that's right. Um, is it this one? Yeah. It's trading view share. Yeah. So the other thing that I've been back testing in the back end. So there's this trend line indicator. It's a free indicator. If you go to indicators and search for trend line, search for trend line. It should be the first one, not that one, this one, the one that has 1,000 downloads. So trend line by OMIDB has 1,000 downloads. So that's the one I'm using on my screen. And then this other indicator is of course the SAR indicator, which we have on which is built into all the indicators that I have. So here I'm just using the momentum indicator that has the SAR built in. And then what I have done, I have opened a chart for both the green SARs and the red SAR. So the green SARs are for buy. So for example, here you can see this is US 30 chart, 15-minute and 30-minute time frame. And then this one's only have the green ones. And then the next chart for US 30, same thing, 15-minute and 30-minute time frame for the red ones. Now, the idea here is you want price to reject from either of these trend line zones. Let me see, what time is it? 9:43. Some of these trade alerts may go off, but we have 2 more minutes. So price may reject off of this. So you want to watch for price to reject off of either of these trend lines and either close above or below an SAR. So the best example is like this one that happened last night on gold. So here, if I replay this, you want to watch for, so if price is coming next to a trend line and this is the top trend line, you would want to anticipate some sell SARs or some red SARs. So for example, here yesterday on gold, you want to see a candle reject from this trend line and close below the SAR. And once it does that, what you want then to anticipate is price to come back up to the SAR. At that point, you can either have set a pending order. So you want to wait for price to come back there, and this is what you want to anticipate. So here, you would have done that, and then your stop loss needs to be below or below above the previous swing high. So at this point, it would have been something like that. So this could have given you like a 10 pip, or even, what is this, a $1? Yeah, $1 stop loss. So even a 10 pip stop loss. So you can do this, and then I would advise you guys to do like a 1:2. But the best thing about this setup, it kind of gives you even an opportunity to do like 1:3, 1:4, and you get a bunch of this also setups during the day. So for example, here, you could have set a pending order, or you wait for price to retrace back to that SAR, and then you can see, right, something like that. And I've been back testing this a bunch, and it's pretty good. You get a bunch of trades in the day. But let me stop sharing right now and go see what's happening on, but I'll go over it afterwards, after we finish looking at what's going on here. All right, so we have a gold entry that was just triggered. So this gold entry is based off of this 15-minute time frame. It's currently 9:45. So what we'll do, we want to go here. So right now we can take an entry, but again, I still see gold reaching 2,400. But we need a crossover sell here. And if we get that crossover sell, you can be looking to take that entry on gold. But that's based on the 15-minute time frame. So if we get that crossover sell, but keep in mind, I think we might still go over or touch. Trade locker not working today. My trade locker. Okay, so now I have to only rely on this. So if we get that crossover sell, I'll be catching. So there it goes. So definitely use lower risk. I still think we might shoot to that 2400. So I'm still using lower risk for this trade, but since it's the 15-minute time frame, I'm using like 0.25% risk on this account. So let's see. And we have that US 30 entry. So US 30 is not a 15-minute, it's not a 30-minute. It might be an hour, it's not an hourly, and it's not a 4 hour. So it might have been just an alert that was somewhere out there because I did new trade markup. So US 30, the alert that just went out is for US 30. But it's not reflecting any of this markups that I have. So just ignore that US 30 trade. We might get this 15-minute. Gold is dropping as well. So just make sure you get like once you get to a 1:1 risk to reward, you go ahead and set break even on that trade. And then if we do get time, I'll go back to the other strategy that I was showing you guys. And actually, let me look at it on the other side. US 30, US 30. And we might get a US 30, possible US 30 entry here. It's gold. Man, my trade locker is now, if I miss this trade, try again. Huh. Okay. Anyway, it is what it is. Reconnect. All right, so 2393.649. Let me just put this on 2393.649. 2393.649. So that's where the entry is. That is it right there. Inner supply. It's right there. And I'll turn this off for now. And also we need to make sure that this zone is ticking. So we don't want this zone being taken out. So the trade was based off of this zone. So we don't want this zone and this high also being taken out. So again, watch your 5-minute candles. So you can see if you have a 5-minute chart, we have a strong wick to the bottom, right? So if we keep getting higher highs and those higher highs and higher lows, and those higher lows are staying above the current low right here. If we come back to break even, I'll exit that trade because we have heavy bullish momentum here. So what I want this current 5-minute candle to become a strong bearish candle. If that doesn't happen and we start consolidating, I will close this trade out, or I'll be looking to exit that trade out at break even, because that strong wick at the bottom for the buyers, this strong wick. So right now I need the current 5-minute candle to come and close below here, below this wick that's down here, because we need to take out all these buyers that are accumulating here. Also keep in mind, we have a strong selling area at 2400. So yeah, so if the current 5-minute candle closes above our entry, I'll be looking to exit out of the trade at break even, because we might just spike to the upside. So there's US 30, gold, BTC, of course, is far away. So we also have a US 30 hourly trade. So 38,059, 38,059. So the US 30 hourly. So yes, for gold, if we do come back down, I'm exiting gold at break even. We just have heavy buying pressure here on gold. So if we do come back down, I will set break even. If we don't, so there it is. I will move as soon as I'm in a little bit of profit. I'm moving my stop loss to break even right now. We have heavy buying pressure. So hopefully, so for me, I've just moved my stop loss to break even. So hopefully we get a dump from here, but I don't like the strong bullish momentum. So my stop loss for this trade is at break even. So just pick what you want, because if we spike up just a little bit, I mean, I'm in like $100 profit, but if we spike down, I'll be still up for the day. But if we spike up, I might get taken out and even faked out. But we always want to watch that price action. So I'm out of that trade at break even. But we always want to watch the price action on the 5 minute and see if we are doing either higher lows, depending on the direction that we are entering. So for that gold trade, personally, I'm out at break even for the day for that one trade. And we still have that US 30 trade, so no, we might still get an entry there. So this trade, I'll just take a screenshot of it for my journal. But of course, if you have confluences for sales here, you can just stay in. Personally, the only reason was just that price action trades. Mm, give me 1 second, I'll be back. And yeah, Audrey, yeah, my top tier looks like Trade Locker is down. I've been seeing a lot of people complaining that Trade Locker normally goes down like a lot. It's kind of unreliable, so it's definitely annoying. So let's see. Let's go back. Okay, so let me go back to what I was showing for the other strategy as we wait for that US 30 trade. So we'll get this 15-minute supply lines up with the hourly supply, so which is perfect. So the two most probable time frames are nice or are lined up. So what I'll do, let me share the other one. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can see. Okay, so if we go back to that gold that I was showing, so that's ideally, it's as simple as that, right? So you want rejection off of a trend line, close below an SAR, then you want you anticipate retracement to that SAR, stop loss above the previous swing high, and then you just do at least a 1:2. So this one for gold, you could have had like a 10 pip stop loss 10 pip stop loss with like a 20 pip or 30 pip or whatnot. And I think right now we also had something similar. Nah, so right now we don't have anything similar. So this is what sometimes I look at. So I'm also watching this US 31. So here you can see US 30 is also rejecting off of a trend line. So right now, if I move to the red SARs, if we have a red SAR here, and if this 15-minute candle closes below here, then guess what? I would just anticipate let's see. Why is this showing up there? Anyway, I would just look for something like this. with stop loss above the previous high, and then shoot for like a 1:2. But that's only if this candle, which would be rejecting off of a trend line, closes below this SAR. And this is just a trade I was monitoring yesterday. So this is a US 30 trade I had entered yesterday before market close. And I just exited out during the end of day because I normally don't like to carry trades over the overnight. But this is just a trade that's the same concept. But I entered it yesterday, but I'm just trying to monitor it because I also need to document this for my journal and see what would happen if I held the trade, say, overnight. There was a gold trade as well. I had entered a gold sell before market closure, and I ended up closing it for like $400 profit. And it would have hit full TP overnight. So let's also watch this US 31. Gold, again, I'll go back to the regular charts, but that's the idea here, right? So that trend line plus SAR. So it's just something I'm normally looking for, because at any given time, I like trading two strategies. Because at some day you won't get one strategy, but the other day you'll get the other strategy. So it's just something I've been looking at. So for gold is melting. So right now you should be at a 1:1 risk to reward, and you should just set break even. So whether you got out of the trade with me the first time, or whether you didn't set break even, at this point you should have achieved 1:1. So you should be going ahead and setting break even for the gold sell. But for me, I got taken out at break even when the price action started changing. So really I'll also look at this US 30 trade on my other chart. And if it does set up, it does look like that candle will close below there. So what we want to see is this price is 38,010. So what I'll do, I'll just draw something like this. And again, this is still like a new thing. It definitely needs more back testing, and actually needs more forward testing. Back testing looks great, but again, you need to forward test this. And also it does give you like a bunch of entries in a day. So for this one, if it does close here, if that candle closes below there, we would want our stop loss to be, say, below this previous high. And then that would give us what? That's 30 pips. So that's like 35 pips. So just round this off, and we can just watch this. So whether you want to enter it or not, again, this is just forward testing. So if this 15-minute candle closes there, we want to see something like this, let's see. And this is on the 15-minute again. So this would be 35. It's a base. Let's see. All right. So you would want something. All right. So it's closed below there. So you want to see something like this. So if price comes back to this area, then you would, and let me take out this SAR levels just for now. And then this one would be calling it trend line plus SAR. So you'd want something like that, but you want this retracement to happen. And you want this trend line to remain. So long as this trend line remains there, then you should be fine. Gold, depending on the direction it took, you could have got taken out at break even because we had a spike to the upside. Or maybe you could have survived the trade. Let's see. Yeah, you could have survived it if you're still in it. So again, you should be at break even for this gold entry here. If you're still in. Order. All right, so there's nothing else. Prices far, that's gold. That's a gold trade we took. The 30-minute on gold, price is far away. BTC, price is far away from the 15-minute and 30-minute. Hourly, price is far away. Was hoping to catch that, was hoping US 30 would spike up and fill in that hourly entry. So right now we're just waiting. So other than that gold trade, possibly the only other trades that we'll get during the live session is this US 30 trend line and SAR rejection, or the hourly sell on US 30, which lines up with this 15-minute sell. But other than that, let me look at this other chart to my left. So nothing for gold buys. US gold is at a, so gold also has a 15-minute. If I look at my chart, we also have at, what's this price point? This is 2393.684. So 2393.684, somewhere here. So the same area, we have this an entry for the same strategy, the trend line and SAR one. So if we go here, we do have this. So if gold comes back up here as well, the same entry as the SAR, we also do have that trend line plus SAR. So if we get that too, we'll see, because I'm looking at this other side of my chart. Nothing on the 30. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll set an alert for that zone, and it should pop up on the chart. Add alert. And it should show up. So that's the zone that gold needs to retrace to. And also for US 30, let me set the same alert here. Add alert. If US 30 comes back there as well, we'll get that alert. So I don't need this blue line. All right, and gold should be almost at TP if you're still in it. Let's see. So that's for gold. Let's see here. So here. Yeah, and gold would have been at full TP if you held. So for me, I exited around here at break even, but we had that spike. So if you held, you should be would be up whatever percent you risked. For me here, what? Okay. Inner, 30 gold. BTC, nothing for BTC with the rejection. Nothing for BTC with the sales. Yes, 30 on the hourly, nothing here. Yes, 30 on the hourly. So this is done. There, nothing there as well. All right, so that's done for gold. All right, so let's see. So the next supply zone, oh, I'm sorry, the next demand zone for gold is again down here. So other than this two, I really don't see anything else that may come up. I'll stay on for like 10 or 15 more minutes, or about 10 more minutes, to see if anything's gonna come up. But right now, price is pretty much far away from this zones here. So maybe the US 30 or gold entry again. but I really don't see anything else. Mm, mm, hmm. Yeah, I really don't see anything else, even for the other charts. Um, all right, let's just give it a couple of more minutes and then we'll just watch that. Yeah, Audrey, the server, like top tier, man, but I think even for that one, I would have gotten taken out, or I would have still said break even for that, but hopefully they're back for the afternoon session. Yes, his server is down or something. I'm actually in the Discord here with this. And I would think community announcement. Yeah, people are just complaining in there. We'll be compensating losses but not profits. That's funny. Ah, man. All right, so let's see, what was that? That trade was based off of, so let's see whether the same zone is still an hourly, I'm sorry, still a 15-minute supply zone for gold. So yes, it is, but I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade the same zone here. So you can see it's still there as a supply zone. But since that trade would have gone to TP or whatnot or break even, I really don't want to trade the same area again. So at this point, I'll just wait. I'll just put this somewhere random, and then I'll wait for price to maybe set up another supply zone down here, and then I'll just observe it. So I'm just doing this markups randomly so I don't have to do it again. But this is just somewhere random. But this one again would be a trend line plus rejection. Now, the other part you can do for this kind of trades, in order to also maybe avoid fake outs, you remember so the same thing with SARs, right? So you remember when I was talking about expecting a retracement, but then if price gets to one zone first before coming back up, you would want let me see. So let me give you this example. Let me turn this off. When we were doing the SAR strategy by itself, so for example, assuming this was an SAR zone here, expectation would be you want to um you would want to see where somebody who did not wait for a retracement would be achieving a 1:1 risk to reward, and at what point they would be at break even. So at this point right here, since the entry closed, let me look at this chart. The entry for this trade was at the closure of this 15-minute candle. And actually for this one, we could have just entered because the difference was only like 0.2 pips or whatnot. But anyway, but the idea normally is if I zoom into this, is you would want for price to retrace back to your entry and then come back down. But then you also want to see where somebody who entered the trade without waiting for a retracement, at what point would they be at break even? So even looking at this trade, because the distance between our entry and the closure of the candle was only like 0.2 pips or whatnot for the gold calculation, I really don't still want to risk this one. So even for this one, the trend line and rejection, I will go ahead and delete this one because it was a bit too close. The entry was a bit too close. So actually looking back, that's a trade I probably should have taken as well. So I'll just delete that one. For US30 as well, do the same thing, right? The entry was here. The entry should have been here because you want price to come back and retrace back to your SAR. But then, of course, there are people, the trade validated here because all you're looking for is rejection off of the trend line and closure below the SAR. So same thing we used to do with the SAR strategy by itself. But again, here, the expectation would have been price to come here first before dipping down. But in this instance, again, even though you're going to take the trade regardless of retracement, remember to always have your stop loss above the previous swing high. So even for this one, I will go ahead and delete this one because remember, with this trend line and SAR rejection, you have a bunch of trades during the day. So there's really no need to re-enter the same thing. So even for this one, I think that will be a slight additional confluence. We want to wait for price to come back first before going back up. But again, you can still enter on candle closure. But for me, given that I'm a conservative trader, I still I always want to wait for a retracement, which is why for this particular strategy, I think one of the best things is to do like pending orders for them. And so here's the supply zone for gold. Let me find the next supply zone for gold, which would be all the way, I think this is at 24.12 on the 15-minute time frame. So 24.12, because I don't want to trade the same zone again because the trade would have been at TP or break even. So the next sell zone for gold on the 15-minute time frame is 24.12. So I'll just create an alert for 24.12 right there, 24.12.2. Then I'll wait for price to come to me. And you can see gold is coming back up. I still think gold is going to go above 2,400. Not sure if it's going to get back to the all-time high. So also you want to see the days of the week, right? So the days of the week, mostly when gold has gone to the all-time high, are Fridays. So if you remember the past two Fridays, gold has been like the previous Friday, this last one, it was at 2,400, around 2,400. And then I told you guys that it would reach like 24.20. So when instruments get to those psychological levels, you expect them to manipulate price. So for gold, I normally expect a 200 pip manipulation, a $20 manipulation. So if gold gets to even numbers, you expect a $20 manipulation, depending on the direction it's going up or down. For US 30, you expect a 250-point manipulation. So if, say, for example, US 30, the all-time high right now is at 40,000. If they get back to 40,000, it will sell a little bit at 40,000, but then they will spike it up all the way back up to do stop hunting or stop trading and go to like 40,250. And around 40,250, 40,300, that's when you would look to sell. So same thing for gold. Last Friday, we were next to 2,400. And I said that I wasn't really looking to sell gold because given it's on a Friday, I was expecting gold to go to 24.20. And I think gold went all the way to 24.34 that day. So went past 24.20, went to 24.34 or 24.30. The previous Friday as well, gold was at 2,300, same thing. They spiked gold to 23.26-ish area before dropping it down. So same thing. If it comes back here, I think 24.12 might be the area, and then maybe they'll sell gold from here through Thursday. And then on Friday morning, if they still want to bring it up, then they'll go for the all-time high again. So that's the new selling area for gold on the 15-minute time frame at 24.12. The 30-minute time frame is still valid, but again, remember, the 30-minute setup is less probable than the 15-minute setup based off of my own journaling. BTC price is pretty far away from any of these zones. So right now, there's nothing to wait for. Maybe this US 30 hourly buy, which looks good. Maybe it will materialize. But other than that, let me take screenshots of this and send them in the group, and then you guys can monitor this zone. So again, I'm still focusing more on trading the afternoon session as opposed to the morning session because I'm more profitable in the afternoon session, and also focusing more on hourly and 15-minute setups because I've found those are my most profitable setups, and trying to improve the setups on the 30-minute and 4-hour because they're the least profitable for me. So I'll send this in trade ideas and you guys can monitor them. Again, I got rid of EU. It's just too slow moving for me. So I want to focus on US 30, gold, and BTC because they give me the quick take profit, stop loss, or break even, and then I can move on with my day. Let's see. This is gold. And then also it's kind of overwhelming, like following 4 instruments across 4 different time frames across 2 different strategies is just a little bit too much to handle as well. So that's US 30 gold BTC, US 30 gold BTC, and these are the hourly setups. Wait, never mind. I didn't send BTC. Give me 1 second. Let me remove that. No. BTC. See there. And then the hourly setups. And then the 4-hour setup. 4-hour is right there. So you guys just monitor those zones, mark them up on your charts, and if price gets to, so remember this zones change in real time. So it's, if you have this indicators, then you can see whether those zones are valid, or just use other indicators out there that may be free as well, whether it's EMA or use other strategies to show you whether those zones are still valid. Unless there's any further questions, that will be it for today. So today is trade or break even day right here for that gold trade. But if you didn't get out at break even initially like me, then you would have hit full TP. But I'm pretty sure there will be more trades for the day. But that should be it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, see you guys.